Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and blessings. Shalom. What's up? What's going on? Happy what's the day? Mars Day. Today is Mars. On this day of July. What's going on, people? What's going on, Sharon? Don't forget, as you come in and put your feet up and light some incense. As you join me, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. What is the deal today? How many of y'all are eating or cooking out? What's up? Still humid and hot here in Texas. It's not as bad as it was last week, but it's still here. I am wearing red. Today is the day of Mars. Funny how that works. I just got tagged in something that I wanted to share with y'all. I'm sure y'all know this already. This is old news, to be quite honest. Let me see. Pretty old news. We know this, right? That they've been trying to block the sun. Biden backs plan to block sunlight from the earth and bid to limit global warming. Blah, blah, blah. It's new. I mean, it's new. It's old. It's old news. Okay. They did this in The Simpsons. Mr. Burns blocked the sun. In order to ensure Mr. Burns' electricity was sold in a monopoly. I call this enemy the sun. They say that Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, is a 33-degree Mason. So he's not really predicting this stuff. He actually knows what's going to happen. That's the theory anyway. That's the so-called conspiracy theory. But they've been trying to do this for a while. They showed you this in the Matrix, in the Animatrix. They mentioned it in the Matrix where he said, it was us who torched the sky. You know the story. I'm just rehashing what happened, And that's why for years I've been telling people, look up, pay attention to what's going on in the sky. They've been trying to do this for a minute now, So again, old news. It's really old. Peace and power. Peace, Brother Konami. Peace, Faith. Peace, Portia. Hello, Anubis. They denied student loan forgiveness. Did they? I didn't know that. The core too. Yes, thanks, Brother Konami. The core. They show that there too. Yeah, I didn't know they denied student loan forgiveness. I probably shouldn't say this, but I've been forgave my student loans. I've been did that. So yeah, I probably should have said that, but y'all get what I'm saying. I thought we'd settled it already. But anyway, a lot of people come into my inbox and show me stuff, whether we're new friends or not. People constantly bringing me information. A lot of this information I know already, okay? And yet still, I will take the time to still have a conversation with a particular person. Because you should always remain humble, no matter what level you're in. I know for a fact, some of the topics that Azazel Bey and I discussed, I know he knew. He knew this stuff already. I was just coming into that knowledge, and yet still he stayed with me at my level. Same thing I do, You should always remain humble. No matter what level people are on at different levels, don't look at anybody like they're stupid. Don't talk down to anyone. Don't be condescending. You see what I'm saying? Every master was once a student. Every master was once a beginner. Okay. Being humble grounds you. All right. It does. There's a lot of people, I should stop saying that. Not a lot of people, but there are people who go around and act like they found all the knowledge they'll ever need. I even knew one brother who said he can do stuff with his mind now. So he didn't need his altar tools anymore. So he was giving all his altar stuff away. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact this brother was in it maybe 2 years. He had started maybe 2 years, and according to him, without him saying that, he had mastered it all. So he didn't need anything, you know. Just ridiculousness. That's the level of arrogance that this particular generation has. Okay, I learned it all. I don't need to know nothing else. There's always something to be learned. Always. 26 years and counting, and I'm still learning stuff every single day. You know, I didn't stop reading. I didn't say that's enough reading. I read enough. I don't need. I didn't say that I I learned enough magical systems. That was it for me. Once I learned voodoo and the ATRs, that was it. No, I didn't do that. I kept going. I went to the clip off and then an Economicon. I went to, you know what I'm saying? Keep going. Keep being humble about it. That's a disconcerting thing to see, especially when people who are young. Doesn't make sense to me, but peace and blessings, Sister Moonfeather. What's going on? Hey, Katrina. I was thinking about you earlier, Katrina. Namaste. I'm glad you caught me too. What's up? What news you got for me today? Yeah, that is laughable for sure. Get Duchess Boone to shut down the bank. You heard people say that? It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous to think that, and these are people who don't even know basics. You know what I mean? Basics. And I'm like, and I sit back and I watch these people. And I ain't gonna lie, I get tempted to shut them down, not verbally, but to actually do something. But that's not my thing to do. You know, I'm not gonna force anything. Okay. This particular generation this is the way they do things. You know. I always say just remain humble. That's one of the things that I loved about Azazel Bay. He remained humble. He was almost 70 years old. He'd been in the occult for a long time. You know, I've actually witnessed some of his growth. Okay. Because at one point he stopped with the ATRs. He went to like plant magic, plant and mineral magic. You see what I'm saying? And animal magic. He kept going. See what I mean? And that should be the goal. You don't ever see a priest stop and say, I don't want to learn this anymore. You don't ever see doctors or lawyers. Those are my two best examples. Is always be humble. Okay? Because you can always be humbled. You ready for it? So your crypto will pop out? Oh, what's going on in Caribbean Grimoire? Okay. Some young people only want to stick with one path and one thing. That's exactly my point. You know, some of these labels they're making up is ridiculous, like divination witches and crystal witches. Yeah, because they feel like they can master that and then just be done with the path completely. You know, Y'all have seen how many grimoires I have. There's even more than that. What if I was to tell you that there are 50 miles, 50, this is not an exaggeration. Probably can't look this up, but 50 miles worth of information, books that are being hidden. Would you believe me if I said this? 50 miles worth. 50 miles worth. If any of you have watched The Magicians, that's what they were alluding to. What do you think the library was? If you watch The Magicians, you know my famous saying, they put everything in movies. Everything in movies, everything in TV. I'm over it. I'm lucky to be in Quebec, and student loans for us born here are very little. I can't imagine 50,000 debt for basic schooling that's out in 4 years. Yeah, how about, great point, Donna. Great point. Excuse me. If it happens, it has to happen. But if these people didn't sign up for these lives, it couldn't happen, right? That's correct. Victims of the American dream. I work with angels and demons, particularly the Goetia. There's one demon I'm looking into who can apparently teach telekinesis. So I want to see if it's real. Yeah, I can confidently say to you, Donna, anything that you want to learn from the Goetia that you can. They can teach anything. There are other angels that actually are responsible for teaching humanity astronomy and other arts like that. You know what I mean? So that is one of the main purposes of the Goetia, is to learn. See what I mean? That's why it remains still to this day one of my favorite magical systems, the Goetia. You can get any out of those 72 demons, you can pretty much get anything that you want. Pretty much anything. As long as you adhere to universal laws. Let me put that. As long as you are actually able to make contact. Okay? There are people out here acting like they talking with these spirits. They ain't talking to nobody but the voices in their head. Let's be real about it. Okay? You can always tell someone who is not genuine. I'm telling you, you can always tell this. They always give themselves away. Always. Someone who's not genuine. Okay? You can always tell someone who don't know basics. Okay? These are the kind of people who will actually go to war with another occultist and use the color pink. Dora pause. Yeah, okay. Remember I told you I kind of fell out with somebody who told me I need healing. The reason I keep bringing this heifer up is because of the disrespect she showed to me. You know, once you disrespect me, I fuck you, pretty much. You know, but this is the kind of person who don't need to practice magic based on one answer she gave that said, magic is based on how we feel. That's bullshit. You wouldn't ask for money by using brown colors. You know, not only is it, these are universal laws. Red vibrates at a certain frequency that has a certain numerical frequency. Okay. So does every other color. They are frequencies. Okay. They're not based on your emotions. All right. You wouldn't go to war with somebody using the color green or pink, like love colors. Let me put it that way. You wouldn't do that. That's just nonsense. So my point being is that you can always tell someone who don't know basics. Canada loans are bad too outside of Quebec. Like, why do we have to pay that much for an education? You told us we need, plus even when you make 100,000 with those loans, you're poor. I know. Another great point, Donna. What's going on, Sasha Fox? They released a great deal online from the Vatican archives free because they need help understanding it because they never could. He just said a whole lot in that statement, y'all. Brother Kanam said a whole lot. Did you see what archives he said? Definitely agree, Magic. You got me about to rewatch The Magicians. The Magicians is, like I said, for a budding occultist to an adept. The Magicians has everything in it. Everything. Yeah, the first time I made contact with Boone, and it was so tiring. Her energy was calm and amazing, but her energy was so strong it left me tired. Yeah. Maybe they want the love of their enemy. If I consider somebody an enemy, fuck you. And anybody who looks like you. I don't want your love. Crack is whack. All right. Carlos Montenegro, Kimbanda Goetia has some very interesting stuff. Goetia spirit vessels for each of the 72 demons. Yeah, I remember the stories about Carlos Montenegro, like Palo Mayombe. Okay, I think I have that. I do. I think I have that particular book. Great point. Great point. Let me see if I have that book. Goetia, right? I do. This is the Kimbanda Goetia. Kimbanda Goetia. It doesn't even, when you say it out loud like that, it doesn't really sound like it goes together. But Afro-Brazilian magic spells and rituals, the Kimbanda Goetia. Carlos Antonio de Bourbon Gadiano Montenegro. Brazilian Kimbanda. So he goes into a little history and a little philosophy and the deities. I loved Kimbanda when I was practicing. Powerful system, as Pambajira is a very powerful spirit. Very powerful divine feminine spirit. All facts. Also, you can tell people who are pretending because they can do nothing besides half-ass candle magic. As soon as you ask them to teach something, you can tell they know nothing. This is where it comes in. Thanks for saying that, Donna. Discernment. Summoning angels and demons is more heavy than gods in a way, or maybe I'm just used to the Greek gods that I'm no longer tired. Oh man, when I was first started with the clip-off deities, that left me drained every single time. Okay? Every single time. Those jinn are fucking powerful. Okay? Powerful. All right. So the reason that I'm always stressing the basics is because of the examples I just gave. Going into war using light colors. You're gonna get your ass tore. Okay. You ever see someone try out for football? You see the professionals, the NFL, that's the pro level. Okay. They practice every day, every single day. Okay. They practice every single day. They may have one day off per week. Okay. They have to, like take a linebacker. A linebacker has to know how to stand. He has to know how to use his forearms and his hands to move another person. Okay, that's his role. A quarterback has to know where everybody is on the field. Okay. He's the most important piece of an NFL team. He guides the entire team. Okay. The running back has to know which holes to hit. Okay. He has to know how to run, literally. He has to know how to take a hit. A wide receiver has to catch, has to have good hands. He has to run certain routes to confuse the cornerbacks who are guarding. Okay. Every single part of a football team, they have to practice certain skill sets. All right. They have to do this. That's why they practice so much. That's why they're in the pros. Even if they play college or even high school, you have to know the basics. Basketball too. Okay. Basketball too. A boxer has to know how to hit. He has to know how to hold his hands. He has to know how to throw a punch, but throw an effective punch. Okay. He has to know how to throw a punch with not just his hand, his fist, but to throw his body with it also. Okay. For maximum effectiveness. Okay. So he has to learn how to maneuver himself in the ring. Somebody is. Where was I? Oh, he has to know how to move his legs. He has to know how to duck on incoming punches. Okay? These are basics that a boxer must know how to do. Okay? There's a street fighter, it's online, it's on YouTube. You can YouTube this. There's a street fighter who went up against an amateur pro boxer. This street guy, the street fighter, he knocked people out. He was known around the neighborhood. He went up against an amateur professional, a pro boxer. And the pro boxer made his ass look silly. You could tell the street fighter because he didn't know basics. He didn't know how to move. He did not use his legs. Okay? He didn't know how to stand. He didn't really know how to throw a punch. And so the amateur boxer was just playing with him, basically, because the amateur boxer knew basics. Is all this making sense? Y'all with me right now? Same thing with the occult. The exact same thing. You got to know the basics first. Okay? That's why the very first thing I teach is candle magic, because that's what everybody wants to run to right away. You got to know the colors. You got to know how to work a candle first before you can try and do and summon a deity or a god or a demon or an angel or even a lesser spirit. Okay? You have to know the basics first. I also teach herbs. You have to know the property, the magical properties of herbs. Okay? You wouldn't go into battle using herbs and using something like Damiana or catnip. You know what I mean? That's what you use for attraction work. Simple. That's the importance of knowing basics. It's very, very simple. And people don't want to take the time to learn the basics of magic. Okay? Does any of that make any sense? Did I lose anybody? Any advice? Oh, what's up, Jamie Haynes? Any advice for people whose family members have turned on them when they all found out that they were a witch? My entire father's side turned on me when I came out as a witch. I don't get invited to anything anymore, not even funerals. Wow, you know what? I'm sorry to hear that. But that is what comes along with this path. You know, you will get shunned by your family and friends. They will look at you as weird, and you just do. If this is your true path, stick with your true path. Okay. That's why I don't understand people who learn this and spend years in this and then go back to religion or Christianity. I don't get that one at all. Because now you're turning back to an invisible God in the sky to do everything for you. All right. Whereas being an occultist, you set things in motion yourself to make it happen. You recognize that you are God. Okay? So I never understand when someone does that. But when someone does do that, I say you weren't living your truth the entire time. Maybe this was a trend for you. But if this is truly your path and this is what makes you comfortable, then I say stick with it. Okay? Ultimately, your family is not responsible for your own soul's salvation. Like Caribbean Grimoire said, I say take no prisoners. I agree. I agree. I shouldn't have said anything to my sisters. They told everyone and added some. Damn. What's going on the ADW show? Foundation is important. Oh, duh. What's up, Ashley? Foundation is important. Yes. Listen, people think lavender is good for curses because it's molding. Let's just let them think what they want. Right, right. That's perfect. That illustrates my point. Just what she said. You're going to use lavender to curse somebody? You might as well use roses. Use roses. Because you know what? That's what I feel like doing today. I feel like I can use whatever the fuck I want because I am a god and I can do whatever I want. Let's use cinnamon and sugar in a vinegar jar because that's the way I feel today. I feel I'm love and light. That's what I feel like today. So I'm going to use sugar. I'm going to use sugar water to curse my enemies. I've seen this, by the way. I'm not just making an example. I've actually seen that. I agree with what Donna just said. They were never there for you. It's okay. Love who's there for you. You know, not use roses. Right. I remember when someone said that to me, I door paused. I was like, girl, no. Right. Thank you, Sharon. You cannot escape. I don't care how you feel. You can't escape universal laws. These colors have numerical. These are numerical. Every color of the spectrum has a numerical value to it. It vibrates according to that number. It ain't just a bright, shiny color. Okay. That's why certain colors are used for certain things. It's universal law. So it goes back to what I'm saying. Learn the basics first. Okay. Remember, I gave y'all that example of the woman who got a reading from me and paid very close attention to me. Even though when I was shuffling my cards, I have really good peripheral vision. I noticed how much attention she was paying to me. What I think she was trying to see what I was saying. Okay. And then like a month later, I saw she had started her own channel and started reading tarot. And I saw her shuffling and just saying stuff. And I'm like, this bitch was watching me, like watching me. You know, why she couldn't take the opportunity to learn tarot on her own. It's not just reading cards and doing what you feel. That's not it. Okay. You have to be intuitive, first of all. You have to bond with the cards. You have to do rituals with the cards. Okay. If you're interested in learning tarot, I don't teach tarot. That's one thing I don't teach. Okay. However, this is a good starting point right here. But right away, learning to read the tarot intuitively. Okay. Intuitively. Remember, I said I have at least 6 decks, 6 actual tarot decks. Okay. That, by the way, I think you can get on Amazon. One of my favorite decks is this one. This is so fucking big, my hand can barely hold them. This is the Voyager deck. Remember I showed y'all this? The artwork is incredible. Okay. Artwork is incredible. Child of Cups. No other deck looks like this one. Okay. There's certain things that I say that I charge my readings with. There's certain deities that I call into the ritual space to read. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole method to me reading the tarot. I also have this particular deck. I don't use it that often. This is the most famous one, but it's very, very complex. It's the Aleister Crowley Thoth deck. Okay. Very complex tarot deck. If you didn't hear me before, this is why I say every tarot deck has a book that comes with it. Get the book. You can buy a tarot just buying the deck. Get the book to guide you, though. If you're just learning the tarot deck, isn't that funny? The Magus, the Magician card came up. The Magician. Interestingly enough, the Thoth deck has 2 magic or magician cards. 2. There's not just one, there's 2. Okay? Very complex deck this is. I also have, you guessed it, the Necronomicon deck. Very sinister, dark deck. The artwork is sinister. High Priestess is a vast. See that? The Necronomicon deck. But I practiced on myself for years, plural, before I decided I would read for someone else. Are y'all talking? You actually create more power and energy when you use whatever you want, write your own spells, and set your own affirmations. Yeah, I get that. And of course, that's what everyone says. My point stands. You can create more power. That's absolutely correct. You still can't get around universal laws. It is what it is. My point stands with that. As long as we get to watch. The only Goetia I'm cautious about summoning is Citrus and Andros, because absolutely not. Citrus, I know someone who used Citrus all the time. That's his favorite spirit to work with, Citrus. Andros, peace, Brother Moore. What's going on? Happy Serious Gateway. Okay. I am did y'all actually, has anyone else seen the stop? They might have stopped showing this. Y'all already know about the Stop Asian Hate, right? Did y'all know there was kind of commercials that said Stop Jewish Hate also? I can't be the only one who's seen this. I can't be. I don't see them anymore. And And I would see them at really weird times of the day and night. Okay. It would be commercials. And it was a blue square, I think, that specifies that it's Jewish hate. They're talking about how, the victim of hate crimes and stuff like that. Did y'all know? Has anyone else heard this? Who created the universal laws? You're full of questions today, Ashley. I noticed that on your page today. I'm thinking about working with Aries, but the only thing is I want to put him next to Aphrodite because Aries energy can be a lot. Wow. Aries, huh? That would be today. We were working with Aries energy. Peace, Daisy Bloom. So I'm the only one who's seen this, huh? I'm the only one who's seen this. I guess I am the only one who's seen this. I wonder if you can Google it. Yeah, actually you can. Blue square raising anti-Semitism awareness. The small blue square will take up 2.4% of television and digital screens, billboards, and social feeds. The square symbolizes the discrepancy between the size of the Jewish population in the United States, 2.4%, and the 55% of all reported religion-based hate crimes in the country that target Jews. This was March. I haven't seen anything since. And these articles that I'm looking at, those are March. Yeah, that's big everywhere. And they kept trying to do things that unified the Black and Jewish community because apparently we have a history of hating them. I can't see why do white people push the blame on us. I've been researching time travel. I had a dream I made it possible. Okay. I haven't seen it stop the Jewish hate, but I saw it stop the Asian hate. Okay. So yeah, like I just read, they say it's only going to be 2.4%. So that's not much. Oh, Donna, you've seen them. Okay, okay. Yeah, I saw your question, Ashley. I saw your one thing I don't do, the one thing I don't do, whether it's innocent, whether it's intentional, one thing I don't do is participate in gender wars or questions. I understand it's for conversation. I get it. But I seen it. I saw the conversations y'all were having. I won't participate in it. Not at all. There's underlying themes with these gender wars. And so I'm just not participating. But I did see that. Maybe those commercials are regional. Could be. Mind you, they ain't done nothing like this to stop pedo behavior or stop Black hate though. I was about to say though, I haven't seen a whole lot of people today celebrating today. I haven't seen, normally in years past, I would see a lot of people saying, hey, happy 4th of July, blah, blah, blah. I'm not seeing that not on my timeline. I'm not seeing people cook out. I ain't seeing none of that at all. Maybe we're progressing. Who knows? Did you notice the shows the ads were paired with? I didn't. I didn't. I just thought it was interesting. Here you got Stop Asian Hate. Now you got Stop Jewish Hate. You'll never see Stop Black Hate. Y'all got Juneteenth, and whatever scraps they decide to give the masses. Once more, we are a people apart. We are a people apart. Okay? We don't know our tribes. We don't know our histories. We don't know. I shouldn't say we, but a lot of us have no clue. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, I cut up every day, and that's all I do. I'm not doing anything else other than that. Most of y'all know my reasons why. They want entertainment, so entertainment they get. Yeah. I barely say anything here unless it's magic based. But my theme for today, at least learn the basics. At least learn the basics. Don't go in half cocked. Okay. You can there's a lot of people who gravitate towards chaos magic, because in chaos magic, you don't worship or pray or nothing that involves deities. It's all you. Okay. Here's my point. You can do that, but still, there are still actual universal laws that if you came up against, if a experienced chaos magician came up with an experienced any other kind of magician, a dark magician, I put my money on the dark magician. I would. Yeah. And I think Bobby Hemmett and maybe Panic actually made chaos magic popular. Okay. Because the way Bobby Hemmett explains it, it's melanin. It's the darkness. Right, Ashley. I haven't seen not one 4th of July. I was expecting my whole timeline to be happy 4th of July. I ain't seen not one yet. What's going on, Latanya's views? I have rarely heard Black people talk about different groups of people. Right. They are always going to use so-called Black people as guinea pigs. They're always going to, come on. They control everything that you see. They control the whole narrative. They control Facebook. So they can create any laws that they want. They can create the rules. Ashley actually made a good point the other day. She said, Ashley, if you can actually type what you said, I totally agree with it. I think I love the comment. You said they create all of this. So what are you going to do? You can't complain about something they create. She's absolutely correct. I don't celebrate. I'm home in bed. I went to a housewarming last weekend and they shot fireworks. Okay. People putting salt in love spells to make someone love them. I just laugh. Like you said, let them do whatever they want to do. Thank you. I tell people this all the time. Chaos magic still requires basics. And for people to know basics and laws, it's quite time to see people just do whatever and then cry for a solution. And then chaos magic is left hand, is more freeing, in my opinion. Yeah, it's more freeing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally correct. Daisy Bloom says, I just started hearing Black people talk about Mexican people disliking us. This conversation just started. Remember, I think I lost some subscribers when I said this. I know one, I haven't heard from this one. She was a client. I never heard from her again. But it was when I had the interview with Azazel Bay and we were talking about Mexican people. And I didn't say anything that was untrue. I said the most racist place that I've ever been. I've been all over the United States. I was in the military. I was in the Navy. I traveled. The most racist place that I've ever been was El Paso. And I think I said that on the show. And I think I lost some subscribers by saying that. I didn't lie about it. That's the most racist place I have ever been to. I was actually shocked. I was culturally shocked to find out that they dislike us. I was shocked because think about it. I'm from Philadelphia. We have whole Puerto Rican neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I thought going down there was going to be like that. Nope. Totally different. Totally different. I heard Mayate, I don't know how many times. You see what I'm saying? This didn't make me dislike the entire Mexican population. That's stupid. I still had some good experiences down there. And yet, it was still one of the most racist places I've ever been to. I'm not lying about that. I'm not exaggerating. And I'm not saying that to down Mexican people. There are Mexican people in my family. You know what I mean? But I think when I made that statement, I think some people stopped following me. It is what it is, though. I didn't say anything else about them. I just said my experience. Left hand still requires rules and laws, though. One thing I hate is when people go towards demons or angels disrespectful and then cry for a solution like, no, you should have did your research. True, true, true. The few love and appreciate the truth, never the many. How about that? You know, still, my point stands, but again, it's just my opinion. I still say learn the basics first. Okay. You'll never see someone become a black belt in karate by just learning the last step or something. You'll never see that. They start from the beginning and go to the top. All right. What would you put a yellow belt against a black belt? Who's going to win? You know what I'm saying? You're going to put someone who knows just candle magic against someone who's been in the craft for 30 years? Who's going to win that one? By the way, I've seen that happen too. Guess who won? Got At least learn the basics, y'all. I mean, because what's the point? There are people who have taken some of my classes, one or two, disappeared. Never heard from them again. Never heard from them again. Okay, maybe it's just my meticulous nature because I'm a Virgo. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. First of all, I wouldn't take a class unless I planned to learn all of it. Okay? When I went to go to get my associate's degree in microcomputer applications, I had to learn everything. I had to learn certain math classes. I had to learn English speech. I had to learn how to get up in front of a group and speak, make eye contact, and little tricks of the trade for public speakers. I had to learn financial management. When I went for my business management degree, I had to learn college math and accounting, Peachtree accounting, to be more specific. When I went for my microcomputer applications, I had to learn certain networking. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. I don't see how people are not making this kind of a connection here. You still got to learn basics, period. I don't care what it is you're trying to learn. The candle magic guy. Yeah, okay. Portia says, I'm still in the beginning and I'm not ashamed because I obtain a lot of information. Every master was once a beginner. Every master started at the bottom. It's the people playing with demons for me, then come looking for a solution. I'm just like, everyone ain't chill. What's going on, Angelus Carter? Am I saying that right? Is it Angelus Carter? Or the one girl who was cheating on her partner but was working with Hera and was wondering why she was getting dog walked in life. Wow. Did that really happen, Donna? Jesus. Like, you wouldn't go to Aries to speak to go with what Donna's saying. You wouldn't go to Aries for a love spell unless you want some fucking obsession or something like that. You want somebody ready to kill your ass. Then you would go to Aries? Really? There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with being basic. Absolutely nothing. And like I say all the time, so take your time and learn all of this. Okay? Take your time. What is the rush? This microwave society, everything has to be just rushed. I don't get that part either. Why are you rushing? Learn it. Learn it. All right, so I'm about to get off of here. I think I've talked enough today. I'm hoping y'all, whatever you're doing today, you do really great at it. You know, just some words of advice. This is by no means set in stone. You're going to have differences of opinions. You know what I mean? In my opinion, though, I'd say build a foundation first, you know, and then go from there. Okay. It is only my opinion, y'all, you know. So I've been in the field for 26 years, going on 27 now. You know, so I think I've learned a thing or two. All right. With that being said, there's only one Magic LaCroix. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Thank you, everyone who joined me today. And hope you have a good rest of your week. And as always, namaste. Peace and blessings, family.